The year is 1929. It's the end of the Roaring '20s and the beginning of the Great Depression. The 31st President of the United States is sworn in. And the U.S. population is nearly 122 million. And on January 15th, exactly 94 years to date, in the segregated city of Atlanta, Martin Luther King Jr. is born. From child prodigy to the leader of the American Civil Rights Movement, his personal ancestry was anchored deep in faith, activism, and love. Those same roots would be the foundational strength needed to take on the consciousness of America. He fought hate with love and darkness with light. It was his trademark for hope, and a radical approach that would inspire monumental change. These revolutionary values had him arrested over 29 times for peaceful marches and protests seeking equality and human rights for African Americans, the economically disadvantaged, and all victims of injustice. Many crowning accomplishments gained through his suffering, sacrifice, service, and convictions write the powerful pages of history, and the pages still yet to be written.
Well, good morning, everybody. How we doing out there, everyone? I hope you're doing all right. I think that's such a powerful video. I hope you guys can hear me. I have no way of knowing for sure whether or not everybody can hear me, but I do want to welcome you and again, say I'm so glad for how far we've come as a country. I know that we have a long way to go as well. We probably all have individually long ways to go. There's always stuff inside all of us that we got to work through when it comes to prejudices and things of that nature. So tomorrow, as you celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day, perhaps by being off of work or off of school, I hope that it's a good reminder for you to be working on those things, the ways that you view other people, and learning to view other people the way that the way that Jesus would view other people as well. It's a good day for that. Awesome. Okay, I wanted to take a look here and just make sure I do see in the comments that you guys can hear me. So sweet. All right. So hey, welcome again. So glad that you guys are joining us in this unique way. I know it's a little bit different, probably not what we were expecting, even 48 hours ago. But man, this morning as I woke up, like one of the very first things I saw posted on social media was somebody said, my car didn't start this morning. And it was almost like affirmation for me that, okay, I think we did the right thing here. So yeah, hope that you guys, wherever you're watching from, you're staying warm and cozy and perhaps enjoying your family. While I'm at it, I'm gonna pull up the chat over here on this window as well, so I can see things while you guys are jumping in there. I'll have to switch back and forth, but awesome. Biscuits and gravy, I see we're talking about in the chat already. I'm jealous as well, Ryan. How do I get in on that biscuit and gravy train? I don't know. That'd be awesome. That's on Facebook, everybody, by the way. If you're watching on YouTube, those are comments happening over there on Facebook. So anyway, so you may not know this if you're watching and you're not super familiar with who we are as a church. If you're not super familiar with Current, we meet in the movie theater at the Hollywood Regal Theaters here in St. Joe. And what that means is every Sunday we pull up with a giant trailer full of stuff and we load it in, we set it all up, and we have church. And so as we were thinking about today and the low temperatures, if we were to unload that trailer, it's about a 30-minute process just to get everything off the trailer and into the building. And during that process, all of the doors of the theater are open while we're going in and out and everything. And man, I just thought, in light of that, for the theater staff, our people that would be outside in minus 30, perhaps even worse, wind chills, we just thought, man, that probably is not the right call. So here we are together in this way, and I hope that this is an encouraging thing for all of you. If you consider Current to be your church home, I'm glad that you've joined us today, because we're going to talk about us a little bit, who we are, and why we do things the way we do things. If you are newer to Current, like this is a newer thing for you, perhaps in the last few weeks, maybe you joined us on Christmas Eve or over the month of December, where I know a lot of you joined our crew around that time, or maybe over even the last 4 to 6 months. I'm glad you're here as well, because I want to just share some things with you that might be a little bit of a sneak peek behind the curtain, so to speak, of who we are, things that maybe you haven't heard before. If you are watching right now and Current is not necessarily your church, or maybe you're exploring what it might look like to check things out on a Sunday morning, or you're just here because you stayed home and you wanted to engage with a church that was presenting something online, I'm so glad that you're with us too. I think you've really picked one of the best times to possibly join us online, because what I'm going to do for just a few minutes is I'm just going to talk with all of you about why it is that we started Current, and why we do things the way that we do things, and what our strategy is and what our agenda is. I'm just going to be honest with you. We have an agenda for you, wherever you're at on your journey, and wherever you're at in your experience with Current. We have an agenda, and we're excited about that. It's not a secret. It's not something that we keep hidden, but it's something that we're actually very passionate about and excited about. And I love what I'm going to share with you for just a couple minutes about our church. Around here, we have a saying, and I got to make sure I pull this up right. Around here at Current, we have a saying that we say fairly often. We believe that following Jesus makes our lives better, and that it makes us better at life. It doesn't necessarily mean that we are better than other people. That's not what we're saying at all. We're just simply saying that we are better off. We are better people than we were before we decided to follow Jesus. And following Jesus doesn't make our lives easier. We just really believe that following Jesus makes our lives better. Just from a personal, if I can state this personally, I am a better dad. I am a better husband. I am a better leader. I'm a better friend when I am choosing to follow Jesus, and when I'm figuring out what it means to actually follow Jesus in my life. And this is why, for us, our mission as a church is to encourage, equip, and lead people to follow Jesus. That's why that's our mission, because even if you don't believe exactly what we believe and believe the same way that we do, following Jesus will help you forgive people better, like Jesus forgave. Following Jesus will help you work out that stuff that's going on in your heart a little bit more. Following Jesus will help you see people and treat people the way that Jesus would see people and treat people. But if that's true, if that is our mission, that we want to encourage, equip, and lead people to follow Jesus wherever they're at on their faith journey, if we're really going to say that and really going to mean it, then it means that we got to be leading the way in it. And so here's how we lead the way in it. Here's what we're all about as a church. Again, this may be new for you. Even if you've been part of Current for a few months now, this may be completely new for you. We really, truly believe that St. Joe, the greater St. Joseph area, deserves a church that's inspiring its audience, inspiring people to serve and to love other people outside of our walls, the broader community, the way that Jesus would serve and love the broader community. We really believe that the greater St. Joe area deserves a church that's like magnetic, that people are drawn to it. That the church in general is seen as vital in the community, that like they know it needs to be in the community, even if they don't necessarily believe what we believe. St. Joe really deserves a church that's magnetic to them and vital to them and draws them in. And the reason that we believe that really is because of Jesus. When we look at Jesus and we follow him through the Gospels, Jesus was that way to people. In fact, one of the things we say all the time, and again, I got to make sure I get the right slide here, is that people who were nothing like Jesus liked Jesus. People who didn't think like him, talk like him, behave like him, act like him, believe like him, people who were nothing like Jesus, they liked Jesus. They loved being around him. And get this, he liked them back. He genuinely enjoyed being with them back. And we just believe that the greater St. Joe area deserves a church that looks like that as well, that treats the community and treats people in that same way, that we actually genuinely love and like people back. We think that every church, really every church, not just ours, but every church should have a passion for reaching people that are far from God. And we think every church should have a passion for treating people both inside the walls and outside the walls so well, like Jesus would, that people look at us and they experience what Current's doing and they go, man, I'm not sure if I believe what they believe, but man, They believe it. They sure do believe it, and they are living it out. And I love being around those people. The thing that makes this difficult for us is that the gravitational pull for really any organization, but especially the local church, the gravitational pull, the natural pull of any church is toward insiders. That's just going to naturally happen towards the needs, the desires, the wants, the preferences of people that are already inside the walls, trying to please them and create a church for them. And what that does is it excludes outsiders. And so you should know this. You should just know this right out of the gate. As a church, we are constantly thinking about and evaluating how we can reach people that are far from God, people that we aren't already reaching. In fact, I say this all the time, I say this unashamedly. I am more concerned, because I believe this is the heart of God, I am more concerned with the people that we are reaching than the people that we are keeping. But in order to do that, it means that our methods, our strategies, they constantly have to change. We constantly have to reevaluate them because the world is changing. The way that you reach a changing world is constantly going to have to change as well. But for us, the thing that does not change for us is our mission, which I've already shared with you. That mission is to encourage, equip, and lead people to follow Jesus. Again, we believe following Jesus will make your life better, will make you better at life. To follow Jesus wherever you're at on your faith journey, no matter where you are. We believe that even if you're like, man, I don't know if I believe it, but I'm going to figure out what it means to follow Jesus. We want to help you in that faith journey, because we believe it'll make you better at navigating life. And so this is our mission statement right here. We've tried to make it memorable so that people walking in our doors know what we're all about. Like, if you are coming on a regular basis, we want you to know what our mission is. If you're there for the first time, we want you to know what our mission is. Our mission is not just for our staff. It's not just for our volunteers. It's for everybody, including our community, the community around us. It's for, we like to say it's for three specific groups of people. Our mission, first of all, is for our community. We want to endear our community to our church and endear our community to Jesus. There's something that we say all the time. In fact, for those of you who are longtime part of Current at this point, you've maybe even been here from the beginning, you've hopefully started to hear us say this, but you're going to hear this a lot more in 2024. We're going to hit this thing hard, and I'm so excited about it. We say all the time that we are for St. Joe. We are for St. Joe. That means we are for you. We are for your friends. We are for your families. Far too often, the church likes to talk about what we are against. And we just think it's time for the church to be talking about what we're for. And we are for our community. We are for people because we believe Jesus is for our community and for people. So when it comes to our community, here's what we say. We want people to know that we're here. We want them to be happy that we're here. And we want people to feel like their lives are better off because Current Church is here in their community, in their neighborhood. So that's the first group. Second group of people that we're constantly thinking about is our audience. Those are the people that walk in our doors on Sunday mornings, but aren't yet like engaged in some way. That might be you. If you're watching right now, you might be part of our audience. You come on Sundays, you experience it, but you haven't yet like taken a step to engage yet. That's awesome. We're just glad you're part of things. For our audience, we say this, that we want to create an experience for you when you attend that makes you go, man, I'm so glad I came. I got something out of that. My kids got something out of that. I enjoyed it. I learned something, and I cannot wait to come back the next week. And then our mission is also for our core, those of you that would consider yourselves to like be fully engaged, like you're behind this thing, you believe in it. For those of you that are our core, I want you to know that like we're constantly thinking of ways to help you grow in your faith, to help disciple you, to help you learn what it means to follow Jesus even more. So we provide a number of opportunities for you to do that. I'm just going to throw them up there. This is how you can fully engage. If you're like, yeah, I'm in, like I want to be part of this thing and I want to be growing in my faith. These are 5 great ways to do that. First of all, we encourage you to consider what it might look like to attend regularly. For some of you, that might look different than other people. I get that. Regularly for you might mean I work every other Sunday, so I can be there twice a month or whatever. The idea there is like show up as often as you can, get involved, learn, grow, attend regularly. From there, the next step would be to start inviting your friends. If you're attending regularly or like semi-regularly, next step for you, invite a friend invite a family member to come sit with you. That's a great step. When you start inviting people, your faith's going to grow too. I've seen it happen all the time. From there, the next step would be to serve on a team. Encourage you to find a place. We're going to talk about that here in just a minute. I'm going to invite some friends on here. We're going to talk about what it looks like to serve on a team together a little bit. The next step would be to serve on a team. And when you are serving with other people whose faith is also growing, your faith will grow as well. And then obviously the next one there is to give financially. I'm telling you, when you start giving financially, your faith will be stretched. Your trust in God will be stretched. And when you're giving financially and doing so in a way that's furthering something that's making a difference in this community, man, your faith will grow. And then the last thing there is to connect in a group. We really encourage people to consider what it looks like to get involved in a group, which I'm not going to talk a whole lot about right now because we're going to talk about that here in just a couple of minutes. Now, those may seem like really small things, but to us, we really believe that those are the first steps. They're not the only steps, but they're the first steps to spiritual growth, to what we might call, if you want to go deeper in your faith, those are the kind of the first steps to making that happen, the first steps to following Jesus. So if you're part of our community right now, if you might be the part of the group around our church, but maybe you're not yet attending, you haven't checked things out, I want to invite you to take that step of attending, becoming part of our audience, coming and experiencing something that I think will make you go, man, I got something out of that, and I can't wait to come back. If you're coming every week, I'd encourage you to figure out what of those other 4 steps might be your next step to start growing your faith, but also to engage with Current. I think that could be an exciting thing for you. And then if you're engaged in all 5 of those things, I would encourage you to consider what it might look like to take a further step in one of those areas. If you're serving on a team, what would it look like for you to lead a team? If you are giving financially, what would it look like for you to up that a little bit so that it feels sacrificial a little bit? If you are what's the other one? Connecting in a group already. Maybe your next step would be to start leading a group. I'm telling you, when you start leading a group, you start going deeper in your faith as well. So maybe that's your next step as well. So to talk about that a little bit, I've got 3 friends here with me. I'm going to bring in Amy, our kids director, Riley, one of our student directors, and Ryan, our groups guy. Ryan never fails to, you never fail to impress me with your surprises.
Oh, man.
First time it was just cheap skier to the extreme.
Yep.
Now it's both. You feel very culturally relevant right now. Cold and capitalizing on a Chiefs win.
Absolutely.
I don't know about you guys, but watching that Chiefs game last night, I felt cold just watching it from the comfort of my home.
I wish I was there.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, Ryan. I just am personally grateful that the Chiefs finally won in like dominant fashion.
Yeah.
And not by a handful of points. All right. I've been talking, so I've missed out on a lot of comments. What have I missed, guys? What have I missed? Let's see.
A lot of people looking forward to kids' church stuff.
Oh, awesome. Sweet. That's great. I see Joanne says, so thankful I get to attend church each Sunday with all of you. It's a blessing to be able to watch online. I'm glad you're able to join us online as well, Joanne. Let's see, just scrolling through these. Kyra says, good morning from the Meeks family. Good morning, Meeks family. We got stuff for your kids coming up soon, like Ryan just said. Jackson keeps asking me to change it to kids' church. That's great. And Jason says, Henley asked, is this how grown-ups church is? Every Sunday, Henley, every Sunday. This is exactly what it looks like every Sunday. And Leroy says hi. Love you, Leroy. All right. Sorry. Went off on a tangent there for a second. Is that okay with you guys?
Yep.
Sure.
Cool. Hey, so like I said, Ryan is our groups director, our adult ministries director. and Amy is our kids director, and Riley, I'm just kind of looking at you in my screen going around the circle there, and Riley, along with her husband GC, who, by the way, if I think I have this right, Riley, has been working in all of this disgusting weather. Yes.
It's 3 a.m. sometimes to go in. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks like Ryan right now.
This is for GC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So Riley leads our student ministry alongside her husband GC, who, like we just said, is busy himself this morning working out in the cold weather, which is never fun. So, but anyway, Ryan, I'm going to start with Ryan because I mentioned we're going to talk about groups. So Ryan, tell me a little bit about groups. Like why do we believe so wholeheartedly in groups? And we're going to actually lean into this a little bit with kids and students too for just a second.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, right now we are smaller in stature as a church, but as we grow, groups is really where you're going to be connecting, and you will grow much more in circles rather than just rows at the movie theater, right? Like if you're just looking at someone's back of your head your whole time, you're not really connecting with them. You're just connecting with people talking to you here. So. And the fact of being able to sit around and be face to face with people and to talk to them about what's going on in your life, what you're learning about God, what you're interested in learning about God, and how you can help other people. It really is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, to your point, like you just said, you can come every single Sunday and I think it'll be helpful for you. But you're never really going to start growing until you're doing so in a circle with people that really care about you and building those relationships. So tell me, not tell me, I know, tell other people like about some of the things we've been thinking for groups here in the next, starting next month.
Yeah, so we are looking on getting some more groups started. We have some groups going right now. So I think we have a few that are active right now. We actually have one that's starting this week.
Awesome.
And then next month, since we've had new people coming in, we definitely want to give that an opportunity for groups to start back up next month. And so what that looks like, if you're interested into it, you could probably go to connect.mycurrent.church.
Yep.
And
if it works.
Yeah, we've had some issues, but
we've discovered recently some of our websites
mycurrent.church, or if that doesn't work out for you, my name is Ryan A. James in the comments over here, and just shoot me a DM. Just shoot me a message. If you want to ask me a question, I'll definitely respond to that. And I can give you any kind of information you would want. Things that we need leaders who would like to lead a group. We do not have a church building throughout the week. So if you're interested in hosting a group, that would be extremely helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And the difference between that is you have leaders who could also be hosts, or if you would like, hey, I really love hosting. I really love having people over at my house, but I'm not comfortable with leading content. Then you can host at your house, and we can have leaders come to your house and lead. And so we have all kinds of different ways and avenues that could work. Another type of group, we have one running right now. It's called Starting Point. And Starting Point is for those who, if you're just getting into our church and maybe whether or not you've been a Christian for a long time, or you're just kind of trying to figure out what it means in your spiritual journey that you're doing. Starting Point is it's called Starting Point for a reason here. It kind of gives you an insight into who we are and what we do, and and a lot of times our Starting Point groups turn into groups. We'll probably end up getting another Starting Point going here soon as well, if there's interest in that.
Yeah, awesome. So a couple quick things before I move on too quickly. One of my really good friends, Scott Hefner, just jumped in. I want to say hey to Scott. What's up, Scott? So glad you're here. Some of you that are watching, I know, are going through Starting Point right now. Actually, this might be a good time to ask Riley. Riley, did you guys finish Starting Point? Like, have you made it all the way through it?
We haven't finished it. We're about halfway there. So hopefully at the end of this month, but it's been going great. We have a bunch of new people that have joined our church in the last few weeks, so they were able to come to our house and just learn more about what our church is about. And it's been really nice to get to know them a little bit more.
Yeah, that's awesome. My group has been going through Starting Point. We have 1 week left, and
Yep.
it's been really fantastic. So if you've gone through Starting Point or you are currently in it, like jump in the comments and just like if there you go. Thank you,
There's
Kyra.
Kyra.
Perfect timing. That was wonderful. I was just going to say, like, jump in there and share your thoughts on Starting Point if you've been through it or you're currently going through it. But yeah, like you said, Ryan, like our group is finishing up Starting Point, and we just decided like we're just going to keep going as a group,
Yep.
and we actually have space to grow. So if you were to go online, so I'm going to pull this up. Let me see if I can find it. This is kind of the website right over Ryan's face. Perfect. This is kind of the website for the day. If you go to mycurrent.church/info, and we're pointing you that direction today because we know for sure that works. Mycurrent.church/info. There are multiple chances for you to connect. If you're new with us, click on new. If anything we've just talked about with groups resonates with you, go sign up for groups. In fact, you might be able to get connected in our group here in February as we wrap up Starting Point and move ahead as a group. So thank you very much, Ryan. That's awesome. mycurrent.church/info. But we're going to come back to that here in a second, because now I want to talk. We just talked to Riley. We're going to talk to Riley a little bit more. So Riley, we love the next generation. That includes teenagers and kids, which is the two of you there in the top right part of our screen. And so Riley, tell me, like, why are students so important to us? Like, why is that such a big deal to our church?
Well, we just feel like students we want to encourage and equip and lead them like we have the same goal as current, and we just want them to grow to have a faith of their own someday. And this world could be pretty hard on teens, so we just want a space where they can continue to grow in their faith and feel safe and have fun. That's our goal with kids, just to get them to grow closer to God and have a better community.
Yeah, a big part of that for you guys is, or at least maybe not so much right now, but as the group grows, especially down the road, a big part of that is getting an adult leader in their lives. So this is why I said a second ago with Ryan, like, groups is just a big part of who we are as a church, because even on the different levels, we incorporate groups. And so I'm not trying to catch your vision for you. Sorry about that. But I know that's a big part of our student ministry, is we want to get an adult leader involved in a small group of kids' lives and investing in them. So yeah. So tell me, I know that I know, so tell everybody else, like, what's been going on lately. Or you can speak to whatever it is you were just going to say. Go for it.
Well, I was going to say right now it's mainly just my husband and I, and we really do want to get some more adult leaders in, just so we could have more one-on-one with students as our group continues to grow. It would be hard for just GC and I to be super involved with everybody. So we would love, if anybody is feeling led to volunteer, you could get in contact with me or GC. That would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I'm going to fly this right over Ryan's face. There we go. mycurrent.church/info. If you go there and click on the serve button, you can find a way to get connected and serve in students or in kids, which we'll talk about here in just a second. So Riley, we had a place, obviously, for students a year ago, and a little over a year ago. And then 2023 was kind of hard on our church as far as meeting. It was especially hard on our students as we tried to figure that out. So you guys, we found a place for students for 2024, and then that fell through, and it felt like we were reliving the beginning of 2023 all over again. So while we navigate that, while we figure out where our students are going to meet in the long term, you guys tried something new this last Sunday, and I don't know if that'll become a regular thing or not, but tell people about it.
Yeah, so we were meeting Sunday evenings, and we decided to just start meeting Sunday after church. So any kids that just come to church the morning, stay after a few minutes so we can get together, play some games, and have some community, learn a little bit about Jesus and each other. And yeah, we did that the first time this last Sunday, and it went really well. The kids ate popcorn, and we just hung out. So I hope to see more kids there this next week.
Yeah, so there you go. If you are a parent of teenagers, getting yourself there on Sunday is important, but getting your teenagers there is important as well, because we'll connect with them after service while we figure out what we're going to do long term. So awesome. You have anything else to share, Rye?
No, I just hope we could all meet in person next Sunday and not have another snowstorm. It'd be great.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. All right, moving on to Amy. So we're already talking about next gen. Amy, we love our kids at Current. Like, kids are such an important part of who we are as a church. I know that Riley and Ryan would probably agree as well. But Amy, tell us a little bit about kids. Oh, we lost Riley. She's out. She's gone.
So I run both our Wambaland and our kids ministry for elementary age kids. So, and every week we thrive to just make our environment so inviting and so engaging that kids, they want to come back every single Sunday, and they love it. So they love it so much that even if it's their first time or their 100th time, they're like, yep, I love this. This is awesome. So much so that they're even like begging their parents, we got to go back. And it was too much fun to miss the next week. And so we do that every single week with our kids, having a lot of fun learning about Jesus and just enjoying every bit of that. So, and then in each of our ministries, we kind of have a motto that we want to teach them. So like in our preschool area with our little ones, we want them to know that God loves me, God made me, and that Jesus wants to be their friend no matter what they're going through in their life.
Yeah.
And then in our upstreet, which is our elementary environment, we want the kids to know that, hey, I can trust God, and I should love others the way that Jesus loved me, and I can make the right choices. And by teaching these kids those fundamental truths, they can take that with them out into the world and to their friends and everybody that they come in contact with, and be grounded in their faith.
Yeah.
So, and we do that in an engaging way and in a way that the kids love it.
Yeah. One of the things that I've noticed in recent weeks is that we've had kids coming out actually doing exactly what you just said. We've had kids coming out of their areas telling their parents that was a lot of fun and I can't wait to come back next week. And that is so exciting for me to actually, oh, I probably just hit the mic. That's so exciting for me to actually hear that happening, because I know that for so long we've talked about how we want that to be the case. Like, we want to hear kids saying that. And so to actually like see it playing out is so cool. This far into our journey as a church. So yeah, so you guys are killing it. Proud of you. I have no idea what goes on back there most of the time, probably as much as I should know what's going on back there. But I have no idea. And yet I know that something cool is happening because kids are coming out. In fact, we had a family recently come, and one of the kids decided like they were comfortable going in and one of the kids weren't. And when the comfortable one that went in came out so excited, the other one was like, oh, I got to go back, because that was, I wish I would have gone in now. So there you go.
A lot. Where we have one go in and one doesn't, and then the next week they're like, we're both going.
Yeah. So if you have kids, I'm telling you, they will love what we're doing in our kids areas. And same thing with you. We're also looking for, the cool thing about kids areas is that anybody 6th grade and up can serve in Upstreet and Wambaland. And so we have a lot of 6th graders, 7th graders, high schoolers, middle schoolers, high schoolers serving in those areas, which is awesome. But we also need adult leaders. So adult leaders sit in groups with kids and teach the kids every week. And so if that's you, again, mycurrent.church/info today, and go click on serve and let us know that you're interested in our kids areas. They're really starting to grow and thrive. And so I'm proud of you and your team. You guys are working hard and you're doing some awesome things. So
thank you. Well, yeah, in just a bit, actually, the parents are going to get to kind of see a little bit of what we do. So we start with a game and some activities and do worship and kind of have a little a lesson. And then for the last, like, somewhere between 10 to 12 minutes of our service, we watch this video, the so-and-so show. And these guys are funny. The kids love them. It's hilarious. So you guys are really going to like this video that's coming up here. And so stick around. You're going to love it.
Yeah, in fact, we're going to throw to that here in just a second. Okay, so before I say goodbye to all of you, I'm going to pull Riley back in because I want to be able to say see you
I
to
dropped
Riley
my
as well. She's back.
and then it just
I'm
went
just
off.
glad.
Cool. I have bad luck on
I'm
these
glad it's still
things.
working.
We can hear you.
Good. I did get to hear
Awesome.
from you, Amy, though. I got back on quick, so I'm excited
Awesome.
to see the so-and-so show again because we did used to helping kids too, and it is a fun show, and the kids love it. So
You guys probably, the three of you actually, you probably remember in our very early days when we first started doing kids in our garage. You could hear the kids audibly laughing in our living room watching the so-and-so show. So adults, like Amy said, you're kind of in for a treat here because we're going to show what would have been today's so-and-so show for the kids. We're going to show you that, and that's going to be our kids content here in just a moment. So stick around for that and enjoy yourselves. And hopefully it creates some conversation for all of you with kids. Watch it with your kids and then talk about it with them today. It'll be a good chance for you to grow as well as for your kids. So thank you to the three of you for hopping in here. I'm so grateful for you guys, the way that you're investing in people, the way that you're investing in our church. And I'm so excited about what God is doing in your areas and what God's doing in our church. So hopefully we'll have all of those things rocking next week. And yeah, so there you go. Go Chiefs, right, Ryan?
Yeah.
And Ryan, stay warm. Or not Ryan, stay warm. GC, stay warm. We'll pass that along. And then Amy, I'll see you in a few minutes in my house. There you go. All right, y'all. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to throw this up. Gather your kids around. It's the so-and-so show for today. Gather your kids around and let's enjoy some kids content with one another. And then, like I said, I'll come back and I'll wrap us up when this is all done. But stick around and watch it and then engage with it with your kids. So here's the so-and-so show for today.
Who's my good boy? Who's my good boy? Do you want a belly rub? Do you want a belly rub? Ooh, does that feel good? You want a treat? Who wants a treat?
Did you get a new pet?
I did. It's right here. You want
Let me see him.
No, wait. Shh. He's really shy around new people. Can you just, stay still?
Oh, like this?
Perfect. Okay, here we go. John, I would like you to meet Dwayne.
That's a rock.
I know, but it's a pet rock. His name is
A
Dwayne.
rock cannot be a pet.
Yeah, Dwayne is so a pet.
No, he's not.
He is a pet. It's
No,
true. Yeah,
no.
no,
What does
he
he
is.
do, then?
He's a pet. What does he do? Okay, you ready? Here we go. Fetch. Go get it. I'll get it. Come on. Come on, Dwayne. Stay. Here you go, boy. Okay, roll over. Roll up. Here we go. Wee. Yeah. Come on, boy. Sit up. Sit up. Come on, boy. Up. Sit up. Sit. Up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, you know what? Dwayne's not a pet.
Good. Let's go get your real pet.
Great.
It doesn't matter. Dwayne is the most electrifying rock in show business.
Welcome to the So-and-So Show. I'm Brandon.
I'm John, and we're kicking off a discussion all about responsibility.
Yeah, one of us had a brilliant idea.
It was me.
To get a studio pet because one of the best ways you can show you're responsible is by taking care of another creature.
Yes, my mother has let me know many times that I can't even take care of myself. So this is my chance to prove I am responsible.
The pet can be as simple as a snail.
Or as demanding as a dolphin.
I like it.
The question is, how do we find out which pet is right for our studio?
And the answer,
Pet Auditions.
All right, let's see who we have first.
Okay. First up, we have Holly. She's 3 years old. She's 27 inches tall and 5.7 pounds. And she's a chicken. Her special skills are laying eggs, doing the chicken dance, and doing the two-wing cha-cha.
You know, chickens are in right now, especially with the price of eggs.
Yes. Okay, well, it says here that Holly is used to a 15 by 15 square foot living space and needs at least 4 or 3 other hens to keep her company.
15 by 15 feet? That's bigger than my bedroom.
Yeah, and I don't know if I want to get 4 pets, so maybe we should, pass on Holly.
Okay, you tell her.
I'm not going to tell her, you tell her.
Fine. Thank you, Holly. We'll let you know. Thank you.
Okay, smooth. Who's next?
All right, let's see. We have 2-year-old Larry. He's 5'7" and he weighs 320 pounds.
Woo!
He's friendly, mild-mannered, and clean. Maybe you can learn a thing or two from him.
Hey.
Let's see, but he does have a tendency for spitting, kicking, and neck wrestling.
Neck wrestling.
That's what it says right here, neck wrestling.
And chew very loudly.
It's not good for sound.
No, it's not.
You tell him.
Okay, thanks, Larry. Thanks. You're a great llama, but hey, we'll let you know, okay?
Get another one.
We have Sebastian. He's over 3 feet tall and weighs 423 pounds, and he's a tiger. No way.
Now this is the perfect pet.
Yeah, it says he's housebroken and he loves belly rubs, huh?
He's a cute little tiger.
Oh.
Yes, he is. Yes.
We'll let you know.
It's Bible story time.
Getting a pet, huh?
Yes.
Maybe. Yes.
Maybe. Just not a scary tiger.
Well, getting a pet is a big responsibility. But as followers of Jesus, we have an even bigger responsibility. Want to know what it is?
Do llamas make loud chewing noises?
I'm gonna say yes.
Then take it away.
Today's Bible story comes from the book of Matthew. Matthew wrote about a time when a religious leader was trying to test Jesus by asking him a question. And Jesus' answer to that question tells us a lot about what God expects us to do.
Da-da-da-da-da-da!
Oh.
Time for Bible sizing with Horvath!
Oh, that must be...
Whoa! Horvaths!
Hello, Horvath. Want to help me tell the story today?
Yes, I do! Thank you so much for having me on your shows! I am Horvath, and I am an expert in combining the mental trainings of learning the Bible with the physical trainings of making your muscles bigger!
The way this works is I'll tell the story, and Horvath will give us some exercises to help us remember it.
Yay! Okay, you say the Bible stories, I do exercise. All right, let's do this!
Wonderful. Okay, so the religious leader came up to test Jesus, maybe even trick him. When he asked Jesus this question, which is the most important commandment in the law?
Stop! First exercise! Okay, I call this curling the law. And we need some special equipments for this exercise. We will be using the Understandings Corporate Law textbooks.
Oh,
Haha! You first raise this giant book straight out in front of you before curling it back. Oh, working on those biceps. Then you straighten it back out. Why are you not exercising?
oh, I was watching.
No watching exercise!
Sorry.
All right, here we go. We do 29 of them. Go! Strudels. Door frame. Nakatomi Plaza. 29! All right, carry on with the stories!
Okay. So, when the religious leader asked what the greatest commandment was, he was trying to trap Jesus. If Jesus gave the wrong answer in front of all those people, he would look foolish. But Jesus actually had a great answer to the question. The greatest commandment, he said, was to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, love him with all your mind. This is the first and most important commandment.
Hold your habeas corpus! Haha! You know the exercise, head, shoulders, knees, and toesies?
I know the song.
This is not like that at all. This is called heart, soul, and mind. I put my hands on my heart, all right, before raising my leg to touch the soles of my feet.
Then I drop my leg and I touch my head like I'm mind melding. We do 50 11s of them. Ready?
Wait, 50 11s?
Go! Oh, heart, souls, minds. 1. Heart, souls, minds. 47. Hearts, souls, minds. Judge Whatner. Heart, souls, minds. Megaroon. Heart, souls, minds. 50 11s.
Well, that was...
Chicken break. Ooh, pump the protein.
Well, you need those nutrients.
Chicken break over.
Okay. Moving on. So, Jesus said the greatest commandment is to love God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. Loving God is the most important thing we can do. But Jesus wasn't finished with his answer. There was a little more to it. Jesus said, and the second is like it. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Everything that is written in the law and the prophets is based on these 2 commandments.
Final exercise. It is a partner exercise. All right, and I call it neighbor, salt and shaker. You stand back to backs, and then you link arms. Yeah, like this. Yeah. And then one at a time you will lean overs, pulling your neighbor off their feet.
Got it.
We'll do the 3 of these.
Just 3?
3 is the new 78. All right, here we go. 1.
Oh!
2s. Eggplant. Juice Newton. Hernia. Oh. I think I just gave my lumbar a lawsuit.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll finish up real quick.
Okay, I'll move over here. and yeah.
Love God and love others. That's our greatest responsibility. Jesus said everything was based on those 2 commandments.
That seems a whole lot easier than taking care of a pet.
Yeah, especially pet tigers.
It certainly is easy to remember, but sometimes loving others can be tough. But when we are followers of Jesus, we have the responsibility to love God and to love one another. Oh. Wow, are you okay?
Yeah, I just can't move my back for 3 months. But I can still exercise my eyebrows. I call this the caterpillar crunch. Ready? 1, 2, cheese, floor.
I'm sure he will be better the next time he's on.
Now, nose flares.
Back to you.
You know, maybe we should rethink this whole pet thing and get something with a lot less expectations.
Ooh, like? Dwayne!
Yes, I thought we discussed this. Rock is a very boring pet.
Oh yeah, but Dwayne's the most electrifying rock in show business.
Reveal the question.
What are things you're expected to do?
Well, growing up, I was always expected to tell the truth.
Oh, that's a good one. I was expected to make up my bed and brush my teeth.
Oh man, that would have been a good one for me.
Which one? You know, don't answer. What are some things you are expected to do?
Yeah, it could be at school, could be at home, or could be at a rehearsal or a practice.
Yep. And with that, we'll see you next week for another brand new show.
See ya!
Along with Dwayne. Hey, everybody. What's your name? My name's Dwayne.
Based on these 2 commandments.
I was trying to do it so fast.
I'm gonna rock you. I don't want to roll. Do you smell what the Dwayne is cooking? Not rock. I am an eye. What you looking at? Dwayne of Ages.
All right, cut.
Wow. Just wow. That was phenomenal. The Arnold Schwarzenegger dude was awesome. All right. There you go. There you have it. Hope that this has been fun for you. If you got your kids gathered around, talk about responsibility with them a little bit, and the 2 great commandments that Jesus talked about. And if you want to watch content like that every single Sunday, all you got to do is volunteer in kids areas. So one last time, let's just take a look at it. mycurrent.church/info. Go find a place to serve. Let us know you're interested in getting involved in serving if you're not already. You can serve with our students. You can serve with our kids. You can be a small group leader, or go click on connect, the connect button, and get connected in a group. We'd love to get you connected. So there you have it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining us online. We can't wait to see you next Sunday in the theater at 10 a.m. Hopefully the weather will cooperate with us a week from now, and your car will start. And yeah, so wishing you all the best of luck with all of that. And next week, we're going to continue our series that we started last week called Living with Yourself, 3 Habits to Help Safeguard Your Soul. I'm going to talk with you about the second habit that we were going to talk about today. We're going to talk about that next Sunday. So don't miss it. Invite a friend to come join you. It's going to be a good time. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you